Hey guys, it's GameFace and welcome back to episode 117 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode, we're going to be continuing on with the January transfer window. We're going to play a couple of matches and we're going to see whether we can try and sign some new players and that sort of thing, because we've got about 50 million to spend. So we've also got a lot of money after we sold a few players in the previous episode. We sold Iheanacho, Keane, our first team goalkeeper. So we need to try and replace those players in this episode. Before we get into things, if we could go ahead and hit 20 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Another thing as well, if you could go ahead and leave your suggestions for teams that you'd like me to do career modes with on FIFA 17, let me know in the comments below, because I'll be doing a vote video probably tomorrow, I think, just to kind of decide what you guys want to see next year, on next FIFA. So basically leave your suggestions in the comments and I will pick the ones I'm interested in to then put into the vote, which you guys will then decide on hopefully tomorrow, I think it will be. So leave your comments below. And yeah, I was initially just going to do a Liverpool and Dortmund career mode to begin with, but I thought I'd open it up a little bit and let you guys decide. Those are still in my mind. I could well do a Dortmund and Liverpool career mode, but I'm not 100% sure just yet. But we've got a game to kick things off with in this episode against Bournemouth. We've got this team here that we're going to be putting forward to try and beat Bournemouth if we can. Rossetti starts in goal. Not a huge fan of him usually, but we're going to have to give him a go because Keane's left. Nelson at right back, Van Dijk, Gazuma, Galloway. Then we've got Lucas and Ramirez, Benica Fobe, and then Dochcal, hopefully I pronounced that one right. Man in the left with Aguero up front. Let's try and get the 3 points and let's try and remain at the top of the league. Decided to start Benica Fobe on the right today just because I thought I'd give him a chance. He's obviously one booking away from a suspension, which won't be good if that happens. But certainly he needs another go in the team, I think. We've obviously not got Iheanacho anymore. He's gone to Everton for a ridiculous amount, really, in the last episode. Ramirez onto Benica Fobe. Come on, Benik, let's try and get a ball going back in here if we can. To Dochcal. Oh, good save by the goalkeeper. No way. This is the reason why I didn't want to start Rossetti. Because he's rubbish. He's a great overall for his age, but he's terrible. How can he not deal with this? I mean, I'm a little bit annoyed with just giving it straight back to him. I don't know how. But he just gets it smacked at him and he just lets it go in. It's really poor. That's the first shot that they've had on target. Maybe even the first shot as well from Matt Ritchie there. And yeah, the win of the game 1-0. Really, really frustrating. They've not done anything really, Bournemouth. Finding myself saying that a lot every time the opposition seems to score against us, and it always comes across a little bit as if I'm a bit of a sore loser, but genuinely they haven't done anything in this match. They're throwing a lot of people forward now, Bournemouth. It's a little bit strange. They're starting to dominate the game a bit more, starting to deserve that scoreline that they've currently got. Andre Gray, our former player, running into the left-hand side, and that's one of the reasons why we got rid of him, I think. That's it for the first half. Still losing the game, 1-0. Still unsure how that's happening. But we are at half-time. They have played well, Bournemouth. The last 10 minutes they have been much better. But the first 35 minutes we've had quite a few chances that we should have scored from. I think we are going to bring on Ian Taylor, take off Dochcal. I think maybe it's not quite his sort of match. And then we'll look to bring on some more reinforcements, I think, soon. Ramirez, he's through here on his left foot, and that's been our problem. Straight at the keeper. Okay, making quite an abrupt change again. We've only recently just made the first change, but I'm going to bring on Silva and take off Mane, because I think I've found just about what's the problem in this game. We're not causing them enough problems physically going forward, because we've got Aguero up there. Aguero's not really that strong, is he? So we've got Mane up there as well, another player that's not particularly strong. So we are going to bring on Silva, move Benica Fobe in behind Silva. I think we'll keep Aguero on, but he could be one to come off soon for Antonio. Benica Fobe through to Ramirez. Going to need to get some plays in the box here, Ramirez. Oh my days. Let's make the final change. I think it is going to have to be Aguero that comes off. Benica Fobe is looking to trouble them, but I don't know whether to bring on Gordon maybe. I just think Antonio might have to be the player that comes on. Gordon probably doesn't quite have the finishing that we need. Ian Taylor, got another shot that's not causing their defence or keeper any problems whatsoever. Silva's finally won it back. Benica Fobe going to look to get a shot away. Oh, that's more like it, but it's not on target. Oh, no way. How unlucky can you get? Oh, my days. Taylor's won it back. Ramirez was really too close to him there, but finds Benica Fobe. He's going to hit it. Foul, maybe? No? Okay. Silva. Oh, blocked again. Silva, save. Oh, no. Just at least give me an own goal or something, Mings. Come on. Headed out for a corner. That's probably going to be our final chance here. Zuma's in there, but why is somebody else jumping for a ball I'm about to head? Was that Van Dijk? I'm not even controlling Van Dijk. And we're foul on the edge of the box. That's the game over, I think, now. Yeah, it is. We lost the game 1-0. Very frustrating result. I'll show you the stats and how many shots they've had now. 2 shots, 2 on target, they've won the game 1-0. So, yeah, we've had 13 shots, 10 of those on target. So you can kind of understand why I'm frustrated with that one. Because, again, not got the result that we deserved. And we're just going to have to move on to the transfer window. We've got a game against Aston Villa quite soon. We will be simming that because it's one of 2 legs. So we're going to sim the first leg and play the second leg. That might well be in this episode as well. Some player development for now. Let's see. I think I might just quickly revamp a couple of the players that are currently in this and change them around a little bit. Okay, these are the 5 players that I've gone for. Basically just gone for youth here. The players that I'm trying to develop and grow. So there's no surprise players in there, I don't think. De Jacques there going up on a couple of attributes, trying to get his finishing going up slightly. Obviously, I know it's not the biggest aim for a centre mid to try and get the finishing up, but I think he's a very attacking player. He goes forward a lot, so it is quite crucial as part of his game. We've got a lot of emails to look at here. First of which is a bid for Rossetti, 6.5 million. Not good enough, not in any sense of the word, to be honest. Really poor offer. He's 20 years old, 77 overall. I don't care what form he's in. He has potential, regardless of what I think of him in game. So we're going to go for a counter offer of 8 million. I think that's, again, not really enough, to be honest, but it's probably the best we're going to get. We're going to bring in Marcus Bust here. Nelson Oliveira is going to leave us, but we get some more money on the wage. It's important that we get in a couple of good players that are young and that we can develop still for the rest of the series. They've come back and actually said that they'll accept the £18.5 million bid that I've put in for Perrin. I still think I'm a little bit overpaying there, so I'm going to keep an eye out for other keepers. We won't accept any offers for him just yet. Inter Milan have come in and said, I want to let you know that Rulli is running out of contracts, and Inter have approached him with a pre-contract agreement. Okay, so the deal's still going ahead. But it looks like they're going to review it at the moment, so he could still join us, Rulli. He could still go to Inter Milan. It's kind of up in the air a little bit, which is a bit frustrating. But we do need to bring a new striker as well. We've obviously put in a bid right at the end of last episode, if you didn't see it, for Origi. That was 20 million. We'll wait and see what Liverpool say to that. But first got Diego Reyes, and they've said basically they're not interested in Capella. We'll just go with £7 million bid. Hopefully they agree to it. I think that's a fair amount. It annoys me that they don't really account for the lack of contracts on this game. Your chief executive says, oh, they're worth a little bit less than this because they've got 6 months on the contract. But then their club doesn't really recognise that. I think that does need to change going into FIFA 17 because it doesn't really seem to be recognised that they've got 6 months left on their deal. But anyway, we're going to put in another bid actually for a different player that was suggested in the previous episode, and it's Dybala. He is a player I'm going to try and put in a bid for. Now it says here that he's recently joined from Sevilla, but I think that he's joined in the last transfer window, judging by the amount of contract he has left. So I think we should be able to put in a bid for him. Obviously, he's going to be a very expensive player. I think we'll go with a £36 million bid. See what they say to him, to that bid. That was obviously one of the suggestions in the previous episode, so thank you so much for that suggestion. We've also got another player that I'm going to have a look at, a keeper. Because again, I think we need to sort that situation out pretty quickly, hopefully before the second leg of the Aston Villa game. And that is going to be for Ter Stegen. That's the bid I'm going to be putting in. But yeah, we're going to put in a bid for him. He's a squad rotational player, so I'm not really too sure how much to offer. We might actually just inquire about him first of all. Schalke and Palmero, I think it is, are also after him. So try and tie that deal up quite quickly if he is the player that we look at getting in for the keeper position. Okay, Barca have come back straight away and said £31 million is what we will consider a bid in the region of. So yeah, we obviously aren't going to go ahead with 31 million. That's a ridiculous amount for a squad rotational player. I was certainly looking at more like, to be honest, 18 was near enough my maximum bid that I was going to put in. So we'll go with it, see what they say to that. Probably won't want to accept it. We've also got Liverpool accepting a bid for one of their keepers. Not too sure what overall he is. I'm a little bit worried about this, so I don't want to be offering a 50 grand wage and spending money on a keeper that's not good, but his stats seem good. I'm still waiting to scout him, so we'll see what they say to the contract offer. Hopefully the scout report will come back quite soon though. We're actually going to put in another bid as well, this time for Lukaku. Now I saw him play against us, I think it was in the previous episode for Tottenham, and he did come on and played very well for them. He's obviously got 6 months left on his deal here as well, so we're going to put in a bid for him. I think it's going to be 14 million. I think it's a fair amount. Obviously, 6 months left on his deal, like I said before. So it'd be quite nice to get him in if I could. A big player. I think we need a big striker up front. Obviously, we've got Silva at the moment, who we're kind of using in that role. We've got Kurt Zouma. I've got a bid in for him, 19 million. Not interested in accepting the offer just yet. Certainly not for that amount. I'd be looking at around 30, to be honest. We've got Liverpool accepting the bid for Origi. That's good. 3-year deal. I think he would be an important first-team player. I wouldn't be wanting to put crucial just yet. I don't think he's quite at that level to put crucial. And I think what we're going to do is sim Aston Villa through the calendar. It's the semi-final. Like I said, it's a 2-leg thing. So we'll wait and see how we get on in the second leg, which we'll hopefully play in this episode. We won the first leg 3-0, so maybe we don't even need to play the second one. We'll have to decide when we get there. Obviously got Perrin here accepting the contract. I'm very reluctant to spend 18.5 million on a player I've not scouted, so we're still waiting, but really, that deal could well go through. I probably prefer to get William because I know what his overall is, but we're going to go 3-year deal. I think he would be, important first-team player. I don't want to, again, give out a crucial first-team player when he's only 80 overall. Diego Reyes, they've actually accepted that bid of 7 million for him. We are going to go important first-team player. That means we're going to have to sell Capella separately, because I can't really have another centre-back without getting rid of one. Wow, they want 53 million. What a ridiculous amount. It is quite a ridiculous amount. It does have 93 finishing, though. I think 40 would be my biggest bid that I could afford to put in, while still trying to get in a keeper. We are actually going to quickly list, I think, Capella, and then we'll sim on into the next few days. Another reason to sell Capella is because he's on 60 grand a week, and it's a lot of money for a player that doesn't play every single match. They've come back and they've said they'll pay 6.5 million for Rossetti. God, wow. I was hoping that a big club would come in and pay, to be honest, around 12, ideally, but clearly not. So we'll see what they say to that. We won't agree to the Perrin deal yet again. We'll just wait and see on these emails that we get back if there's any other players that we have that could potentially come in. They've come back and decided to match it, so we do need to get in a keeper pretty quick. Bayern Leverkusen have said they'll accept 40 million, so they have done. Barcelona have said they want 31 still for Ter Stegen. God, so many bids. I'll go through them all, and I'll quickly come back when I put in bids and put in contract offers and that sort of thing. Okay, so a £22 million bid for Ter Stegen. £18 million bid for Lukaku. Going to offer Dybala a 3-year contract, crucial first-team player, and the contract that you can see above there. And then we've got 4 players that have accepted the contracts and could join straight away. I don't really know what to do with these 4, to be honest. I'm going to have to wait until we find out more about him. I can't really afford to sign somebody like that. Although we do need a second keeper, unless I use Grounds as my second keeper. Then we've got Diego Reyes. I think we're going to have to get him in. 7 million. We need to get rid of Capella pretty quick, though. I can't really afford to have loads of centre-backs. I'm really not too sure what to do on the keeper situation, so we're going to leave it again. But Diego Reyes will come in and we'll sign him for 7 million. Okay, we've got Rossetti has been sold for, and we've got 6.5 million in for him. Barcelona have come back in again, said they want 31 million for Ter Stegen. We're going to up it to 25. Don't really want to go any further than that. He is a world-class keeper, but again, we don't know how much, what overall he is or anything like that. Tottenham have come back and said they'll accept the bid of 18 million for Lukaku. We're going to go 3-year deal. I think important first-team player is fair as well. Hopefully he agrees to that one. And we could sign Dybala for 40 million. We could. But I'd need to get rid of Aguero to be able to get Dybala in, I think. And that's what I'm going to wait and try and do. We're not going to transfer list Aguero, but I think we're going to get rid of him. And just hope that we get in a bid at some point. So that might be a bit of a waiting game yet again on that one. Okay, Lukaku accepts. We've got Barcelona accepting the £25 million bid. Ter Stegen, I think, will be a crucial first-team player, purely because I think he's a pretty good overall. 27 years old, looks quite good. I just think Perrin, I'm not convinced he's even over 80 overall. I just need to wait until we get the scout report back on him. I don't know when that is, though. Oh, it's 18 days' time. Okay. Maybe that's come a little bit too late then, the scout report. Okay, because I'm reluctant to spend so much money on him, I am going to reject the offer for Perrin, not sign him. Sorry, I know it was suggested in the comments. It has been suggested by quite a few people, but I can't really risk it, because these are the default squads. Basically, we started this career with that long ago, that it is just the original squad ratings, so it could be quite low. I'm not really too sure what it will be for Perrin. We've got some other players still that we can try and get in. just going to wait on Ter Stegen, I think. But first, we've got some more player training drills to do. We're going to go with the exact same 5 players that we did last week. Hopefully get a couple of them going up in attributes there. We do have Ashby and Gordon going up in a couple of their attributes. Nothing too drastic. We're still in a bit of a building process with some of them. We're very, very close to the Villa game now. So maybe we need to get in a keeper. Okay, Ter Stegen has accepted. Now we're in the terrible decision of deciding who I sign and who I don't sign. So, I'll be back once I've decided. It's probably going to take a long time. Okay, I'm going to rule out Rulli purely because I don't want any complications with the fact that it says he's joining Inter when his contract expires. I don't want to take the risk, basically. I don't know whether it does happen or not, but certainly I don't want to take the risk, so Rulli has to be ruled out. Dybala won't be signed unless we get rid of Aguero, so he's going to stay where he is. We've got Origi, who I wouldn't prefer over Lukaku. I'd rather have Lukaku in the team, so sadly Origi will not be signed either, but I think Lukaku is a player we're going to sign as a replacement for Iheanacho. Slightly different style of player, obviously, but certainly a player I think we need. So we're going to sign Lukaku, and we're also going to sign Ter Stegen as well, because we need another keeper. Okay, so there it is, official confirmation that we've signed Ter Stegen. That's great news. Thank you very much for the suggestion in the comments of the previous video. Really appreciate it. Overall, will he be? Hopefully a good one. 82, that's actually much better than I expected. I was hoping it was 82, but I thought it would be a little bit lower, to be honest. So we'll take 82. It's obviously a lot of money to spend on an 82 rated keeper, but we needed a keeper. I wanted it to be a world-class keeper, someone that's proven and known, and I think certainly we've managed to sign him there. Okay, so we've got the game against Aston Villa now. I wanted to play it. Originally, I was deciding that I was going to play it before I recorded the video, but I'm actually going to sim it, I think, again through the calendar. Apologies that I've not played any more than one episode, but you've got to understand it is the transfer window. I like to try and make loads of signings each episode if I can, just to kind of keep things flowing, so we won't bother playing this match. We are going to sim it yet again to hopefully get into the final, and we have done quite comfortably there against Villa, 5-0 on aggregate. Bid in for Van Dijk, 16 million. We are just going to reject that one straight away, to be honest. No interest in selling him, especially not on transfer deadline day. So yeah, we got to that point now, and I'm hoping we can get rid of a couple of players, because we do need to try and get rid of some in order to bring those 2 players in. Bearing in mind we've also got the likes of Eric Dyer and Bridcut also to sell as well, amongst others. So maybe we can get rid of them, but no, we can't. Seems like the other 2 players have gone from our emails as well, which isn't good. Although I have just had a bit of a brainwave, why not just do a straight trade for Aguero to get in Dybala? Kind of cut out the middleman there, although I was kind of hoping to get loads of money for Aguero, but I think if I want to get that deal done, and I want to sign Dybala, then I've got to do something, haven't I? And that's the only thing I could really think to do. Well, it's enough to get in Dybala by the looks of it. They've accepted the bid of just Aguero to get Dybala in. Obviously, I know there's a huge overall difference between Aguero and Dybala, 4 overall, but also, you know, there's 5 years in age as well, so I think Dybala has enough time to grow. Obviously, this career won't be going on for much longer, but I think Dybala, with his 93 finishing, could be a really good signing. So we are going to go crucial first-team player, as he will be. He'll be our main striker. There we go. Dybala is going to be our new player for us. It's sad to see Aguero go, but I just don't think it's quite worked. He started off really well, but he's just a little bit inconsistent. To have someone that's on so much money, that's worth so much, I want more for him. But I think Dybala, great suggestion from the comments yet again in the previous episode. There's 5 hours left. The chances of us getting another keeper in are getting smaller, obviously, by the hour that goes past, but I still think maybe there's a chance to get somebody else in. Okay, this is the player I'm going to bring in. Capella this time is the guy that I'm going to use as part of the deal. It was tempting between Capella and Bridcut, but I think Capella is the one that's more likely not to be played. So we're going to go 3.6 million and Capella, who's worth 3.9, so a combined of about 7.5. Have I done that right? 7.5? Not interested in the player. Of course they're not interested in that player. Oh my days, he's not a keeper, that's why I'm not interested in him, I know, but I don't really have anything else to give them. Bridcut maybe? Okay, again, Southampton have said that they're not interested in the player I've included. It's just not going well. It really is not going well for us. We're just going to have to try and chuck more money at them, I think. Someone who is returning, Lewis Cook. I'm going to try and get him in. He's been on holiday in America, and he's coming back. I basically put in a bid off camera to try and get Lewis Cook in. A late bid on transfer deadline day. Basically what's going to happen is I'm going to send Eric Dyer the other way. We're going to try and bring Lewis Cook back in. I think I'll get more use of him, more use out of him than I would Eric Dyer. So I'm going to do that. We're going to give Lewis Cook another chance. It was sad to see him depart, So we're going to bring him back to Leeds. Hopefully he agrees to all the terms and stuff in time. Southampton want $6 million for Fraser Forster. We've run out of time. We can't sign him now because I think there's 2 hours left. So devastated about that. But wait! Oh, who's this that I've been sneakily putting in a bid for? It's only Marco Silvestri. Now, okay, I know he's obviously not really good enough. But remember, it's the second keeper I'm after, and really no one else wanted to join. Nobody else wanted to join. Silvestri still might not even come in. We've got basically 1 hour to get the deal done. So he could still decide to just stay with Lille, but you never know, he might want to move from France and join us. So we are going to go squad rotational player. We're going to be honest with him, he will be a squad rotational player, he'll just be sat on the bench. So we're going to go with that. Don't know what overall Marco is, but in more positive news, Lewis Cook joins us, Eric Dyer leaves and goes to America instead. Just need to make sure that maybe he plays a bit better than he did before when he was playing for us. So hopefully that's all right. Now, the moment of truth. Can we get Silvestri in? Yes, we can. Silvestri returns as well. Capella does leave the club. We've found a way of getting rid of him. There was no real need to keep him because he wouldn't be used. I've kind of gone off him. We've had him for a while, Capella. I've no idea what overall Silvestri is. I've really no idea whatsoever. 73, that's actually better than I was expecting. So he certainly is going to be our backup keeper now. We needed somebody else. So basically we've had 2 returning Leeds players come in. That's great for us for this episode. But yeah, we'll wait and see what sort of part Silvestri has to play in the team. But at 73 overall, I think that's good for a second keeper. Obviously not quite what I was after originally. But when you can't find any other keepers around, you've got to kind of get what you can get, really. But due to the fact that we lost to Bournemouth, Man City have gone ahead of us now. Even though we have made new signings, I still think that we need a little bit of more luck, to be honest, in games. We've not really had that recently, but Man City do go above us, so it's certainly going to be an interesting end to the season. Still got a lot of games to go, obviously. 15 matches left. But yeah, we are at a point now where I think we've got a much stronger team after the transfer window than when we left the transfer window. So really looking forward to using some of the new players in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 20 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you could go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Apologies that this has probably gone on for absolutely ages. Always does when I'm in the transfer window, but hopefully you guys stuck to the end. Let me know in the comments if you did stay to the end, and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.